you an expert, entrepreneur, or small business owner passionate about helping people through life's transitions? The Fresh Starts Expert membership is perfect for you. For just $55 per month, this dynamic membership is designed to boost your business and amplify your brand. Fresh Starts is here to provide you with business development, marketing, coaching, networking, publicity, community engagement, and more. With an SEO-optimized profile, exclusive press opportunities, and weekly co-working and business coaching sessions, you'll connect, grow, and gain visibility like never before. Are you ready to elevate your brand? We can't wait to work with you. Visit freshstartsregistry.com and become a Fresh Starts expert today.
Welcome to Simple Tips to Support Yourself, the podcast series that's here to help you master the art of adulting without losing your mind. Each episode will dive into simple, practical tips from the Fresh Starts experts on how to tackle life's daily obstacles with a little less chaos and a little more confidence. Whether it's figuring out finances, tackling that never-ending laundry pile, or even learning how to make a doctor's appointment without breaking into a cold sweat, we've got you covered. So grab your coffee and get ready to learn, laugh, and maybe even feel like you've got this whole being an adult thing under control. Let's do this together, because here at Fresh Starts, you never have to adult by yourself.
Hi, I'm Susan Trotter. I'm a relationship coach. I started my career as a clinical psychologist and practiced as a therapist for over 20 years. And then I shifted to coaching about 10 years ago. I do a lot of different things in my practice, but I specialize in helping people who are in relationships and want to improve communication and connection. I also help people who are thinking about or going through divorce to navigate that process with confidence and peace of mind. And then additionally, I have expertise in helping people who are single and dating learn how to set themselves up for success in dating and relationships and learn how to navigate the dating world, both online and in person.
Susan, you are one of my favorite people to talk to always. So I'm very, very happy you're here. I think I said last time you were on the show, you're like our fairy godmother of dating and relationships. You know everything. And I'm so excited. So one of the questions we get a lot is, I think that there has been kind of a burnout of online dating, right? And people are like, this isn't working the same way that it used to. And I know I've said this to you before, but now I get to have the chance to really ask you and dig into this. How can you meet people not online, right? And I actually want to just preface this by saying I was thinking of you this morning because one of the pieces of advice you gave to us on a prior show was to just put your phone away and look around. And I was at a bagel shop this morning with the kids, and I literally was like, Susan wants me to put my phone away and look around. And so where can people meet people in real life, and how does that work? And please just inform us on all these things that we need to know.
First of all, I love that you thought of me this morning in the bagel shop.
Always, Susan.
I have a client once that said she's out and about in the world and she thinks, what would Susan say?
I love it. We're going to get bracelets. What WWSD, yeah.
Thanks. So as you know, I'm a huge fan of online dating, and it is a challenging world to navigate at times. And I agree, people are burnt out on it. So I do really encourage people to do a lot of things to meet people in their everyday life, even if they're online as well. One of the things that sets people up for success in dating is really creating a full and joyful life for themselves. And when you do that, then it allows you to be more selective and more intentional about who you choose to invite into your life. And it really allows you to invite people in who are more likely to enhance your life rather than come in just to fill voids, for example, which doesn't necessarily set you up for as much success. So how do people do that? One is absolutely when you're out and about running errands, picking up the kids, wherever you might be in the park, put your phone down. Absolutely. Make eye contact, say hello to people. I strike up conversations with people everywhere. And you just never know where it might lead. I mean, maybe you'll meet somebody and, get a date out of it. And, maybe it'll just be a 2-minute or a 2-second connection, but it really does make a difference, both in terms of what is possible and also just in terms of human connection tends to make most of us feel better. And that's good for you. And that means that it's also good for dating.
Yeah.
When I talk about also creating a full and joyful life, it means getting out and doing the things that you enjoy in the process, whatever it might be, whether it's going to live music, going to museums, I don't know, doing a race,
right.
anything. It really
pottery class, right? Yeah,
any classes. What happens then is you might meet somebody that you're interested in, or you might make some new friends, and maybe they know somebody who might be a great fit for you.
Right.
And if nothing else, you're doing things that you enjoy, which fills you up, which again is good for your dating life. So that piece is really, really important.
Yeah. And you're not saying, Susan, though, do these things in order to, right?
Right. Yes, absolutely. It's learning to be good with yourself and the life that you create. I'm divorced. I have a partner now, but I was out in the dating world at different times. So I know from which I speak, and I definitely walk my talk. When I was dating, I got to a place when I was ready to start dating that I was good with myself. You know, like I had a good life. I was comfortable being alone. I had a full life. And I was pretty clear, like if I was going to invite somebody in, they needed to be spectacular. And I also had this kind of idea / mantra, which was that I'd rather be alone than be with the wrong person. I could really live by that because I was okay with myself and the life I created for myself. It was full, it was happy. And I wanted partnership because I like partnership. But I didn't necessarily have to have it in order to be happy.
Is that something that you can help people with, that kind of figuring that part out?
Absolutely. Because I think no matter where you are in life, but especially I think for people who might be post-divorce, it's a real identity shift and a real huge, as we know, life transition. And it can be hard to know where to start, not just with all the emotions people have, but also like, now what? This wasn't the life you imagined or planned for. So sometimes people really do need assistance and guidance, figuring out what kind of life they want to create for themselves in this new phase.
Yeah.
And that's certainly something I help a lot of people with. So,
okay. I love that. Okay. So once you are like, I'm a person that's happy with my full life, right? I got the kids, I got my art, I got all these things, friends. Okay. So now what? I'm happy in my full life. Then what happens after that, Susan?
So again, get out and be doing things, put your phone down, be open, being open to possibility. Like there's a mindset piece here too, which is about being open to possibility, that really, allows things to happen, and when I talk about mindset is really about how we think about things, and how we think definitely affects how we feel. It affects what we do, and it affects the results that we get. So if you are, for example, open to the idea of meeting someone and can imagine having somebody in your life someday and being open to love and that kind of relationship, then it allows for possibility in a way that is less likely if somebody's in a more negative mindset, just it's terrible. It's never going to happen for me.
Yeah.
Or I hear sometimes I teach dating webinars, people think, I'll hear some women say like all men are terrible,
Yeah. There's like a chip on their shoulder, right? There's like a little bit of like an angry. Yeah.
I mean, and it's born out of hurt, of course, and a fear of being vulnerable and risking that kind of hurt. And the reality is that there is always risk involved when we open our hearts up. And hopefully the desire for whatever it is that you want is enough to overcome the fear of that risk. And hopefully you find whatever it is you're looking for. But having a positive mindset, and feeling confident, by the way, confidence is also one of the key factors that contributes to success. So, if somebody is really struggling with confidence, that's something you would benefit from also working on as well. The other thing I want to mention too, that can help people, back in the day, people used to fix friends and family
I was going to say
members
this. Yeah. I was going to ask you.
potential dates. That's how my parents met. They met on a blind date many, many moons ago and fell in love, and the rest was history. People don't seem to do that as much for some reason. I'm not sure why. And I encourage people, if you feel comfortable, to let those that close to you, family and friends, know that you're thinking about or starting to date, and that you're open to being fixed up if you
love
are.
that. Yeah.
And then you need to remind them every once in a while. It's kind of like when you're looking for a job, like you may not be top of mind,
Yeah.
but to everybody, because we're all so busy. So it's okay to let people know, and then to remind them from time to time that you're still receptive to being fixed up.
I love that. I feel like you need to invent an app that does that. Reminds people. It's like a newsletter. Hey, Olivia's ready. Have you checked in a month? I love that. You know what I really love about everything you're saying, Susan, is it also could pertain to friendship.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely. I love that.
It's interesting because Bumble, which is a dating app, also does have a platform in their app for friendship. It's called Bumble Friends. And there's also one Bumble Business and Bumble Adventure. So they're actually already onto that. And I'm in a lot of business networking groups, and there's actually, I see a real movement toward using these groups to create friends also. I think people, especially coming out of the pandemic, are really craving connection in all different kinds of ways.
Yeah. Okay. Before we let you go, I have a question based on what you said with the friendship, with the asking your friends to help you part. I say this, if any of my friends are listening, I love you. It's not about you, but I've had a couple of girlfriends say, "Oh, I know a guy," and he's so not the type of person that I would be interested in. What's a kind way to say to your friends, "Oh, thank you so much, but that's not somebody I'd be interested in"?
I think it's just letting them know you really appreciate their thoughtfulness, and you're not sure that that person is quite the right match for you.
Yeah.
And hope that they'll keep you in mind if they, think of somebody that might be a better fit.
I love that idea though, because your friends know you, right, better than other people. And so maybe would you recommend coming up with a list of traits, or how would you let your friends know that this is a kind of person that you would want?
Well, I encourage people to be self-reflective when they're embarking on the dating journey. Really take some time to think about who they are now, what it is that they want and need, what they're looking for, and so forth. And so if you do that, then you're better equipped to be able to share with people in your life what it is that you're looking for.
Yeah.
So definitely share that. It's interesting. There's in some cultures, they use matchmakers as a primary way of bringing people together, and there are these biodata sheets. Pages that they use that it's kind of like a dating profile. But there has been a movement in the last year or so for people to do that kind of thing in the more general population. It's kind of like your dating resume. So, you could even create something like that. And share that with your friends if you really.
Yeah, I've seen that on some of the Netflix shows, right? They do that. Okay, Susan, so how do you work with people? If people are listening to this and are like, wow, her advice is spot on. How do you work with people? Where do you work with people? What does that look like?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking. So first of all, I offer a complimentary consultation to anyone who might be interested. And when it comes to dating, it would just be an opportunity for us to chat about where they are, what their experience has been. If they already have an online profile, I'm happy to review it and give some initial feedback as part of the consult. If they want to work together, there are a number of different ways I help people in dating. I can help people launch a profile from scratch, and on whatever site it might be. And I also help people in a really concrete way. If they're online, look at profiles, learn how to communicate. Communication piece in dating is a huge component in creating success for yourself. So I help people, draft messages and understand what's going on and so forth. And then bigger picture in terms of the coaching, it's really helping you look at any potential patterns there might be, what's serving you well, what's not, what's making you drawn to this type of person over that type of person, and really just supporting you and guiding you along the way so that you can find whatever it is that you're looking for.
Amazing. And as always, you can find Susan at Fresh Starts Registry in the Expert Guide. Susan, it's always a pleasure to see you and talk to you, and your advice is just amazing. So if you're listening to this and you would like to work with Susan, you can head over to Fresh Starts and get in touch. Or if you have a friend that is going through a breakup or a divorce or ready to start fresh, send them over to Susan because she will help them. You don't have to do this alone. Thank you so much, Susan.
Thank you, Olivia. Always a pleasure.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. A Fresh Story podcast is produced by Fresh Starts Registry, the first and only platform for everything you need to begin again, from home items to Hype Team and everything in between. You can learn more and read today's show notes at afreshstory.com.
Are you a freelancer, solopreneur, writer, creative, or professional looking to achieve your goals within a supportive community? Have you found that working from home on your own gets lonely? That you're missing the accountability and community of a positive workplace environment? We understand. And we're so excited to introduce you to the Fresh Starts Collective. For just $35 per month, gain access to 6 daily offerings a week, including virtual co-working, open office hours for business coaching, accountability sessions, and networking opportunities. Enjoy expert workshops, monthly events, and an extensive content library. Connect with marketing, design, and writing professionals to brainstorm and grow together. Surround yourself with accountability, community, and growth. Elevate your journey with the Fresh Starts Collective for only $35 per month. Visit freshstartsregistry.com and join us today.